Good evening. You're watching Connections with Kenyatta Collins. Thank you for tuning in. Are you ready for some excitement? Because I am. On today's episode, we show you some new additions at the BRCC campus. See what they are and how they can assist you in life. Plus, I talked to an entrepreneur who applies his business acumen to his works in the community. Hear his plans for the future and how his nonprofit organization is reinvesting into other local businesses. I'm telling you now, you don't want to miss this episode. So stick around, because when we return from this break, I'll have those stories and more. You're watching Connections with Kenyatta Collins. We'll be right back.
Staff and faculty treated my kids like they were their own.
Shiloh is a place where, your kids can come and be themselves.
Staff is very open to things that the parents have to say.
To enroll your child in Shiloh's Early Learning Academy, call 225-343-4734.
Hello, I'm Dr. Gerard Robinson Sr., pastor of the McEwen Baptist Church, and I want to invite you and your family to join the McEwen family in our worship experience. We have a number of ministries and outreach programs that's sure to strengthen your walk with Christ. I'm asking you to take the next step in your walk with Christ by joining us at the McEwen Baptist Church. We look forward to seeing you there.
Having an education or knowledge of a trade is beneficial to life. See how this institution of higher learning is providing the tools and training necessary to enhance your life. In June of 2017, Governor John Bell Edwards announced an $8 million expansion for the Baton Rouge Community College North Acadian campus. The result of that expansion is a new workforce facility created to bring job training and employment to the community. Recently, a soft opening was held to give attendees a hands-on feel for the new programs that are being offered.
Today we're highlighting a brand new renovated campus here at Acadian Winburn. It's called the North Baton Rouge campus, and we are housing some new programs from medical building coding, phlebotomy, all allied healthcare related programs, and then we got some new programs of facility maintenance, carpentry, pipe fitting, AutoCAD, and we expanded our welding programs here at BRCC.
State Representative C. Denise Marcel has worked hard throughout this expansion to ensure that the needs of the community are being met.
They're extending these programs at night so that people will be able to utilize it in the community. So those who are in the workforce already and maybe trying to get additional training, trying to move forward, trying to build their families up, change their trajectory in employment. And so we're offering these opportunities for them to come in here to get that training. There's also another component that we're working on to try to get the child care assistance for this facility where you can bring your children at night. A lot of that has been an obstacle for people, particularly in this community, because you want to come, but you don't have anybody to watch your kids. So we're going to try to remove some of those obstacles by providing child care assistance at this facility, and I've been working very hard with the congressman on getting that done.
Having trouble registering? Dr. James Gilmore Jr. and the Institute for Human Development and Excellence have you covered.
My company will be here to continue to promote the programs to help people navigate registering. You have to register for the programs, then you have to apply for tuition assistance, and then you have to be successful in the programs. And so it's not just coming and registering, but it's also, BRCC wants to work with the students to ensure that they complete the programs. All the programs here that we're talking about today last about 7 months. We know that, folks have various barriers to being able to go to class and to complete those. And so the goal is to ensure that people not only come here today and register, but how does BRCC and I and others work to help ensure that folks complete the programs and are successful.
Here at the newly renovated Baton Rouge Community College North Acadian campus, those in the community can come and enroll here for an array of services such as medical training and phlebotomy. For anyone interested in attending this beautiful campus, here's some more information on how to get started.
Call our front office at 225-216-8239. And it's not too late. Our majority of our classes are going to start in February. And they can go to our website at mybrcc.edu and look for workforce development, and you can find a list of our classes there. But once again, we'll love to talk to them. So 216-8239. That's directly to our front desk, and we have people there to help you.
For Connections, I'm Kenyatta M. Collins.
Hello, I'm Pastor Leo D. Cyrus, inviting you to share with us in our worship service. New Hope continues to do God's work in our community through weekly worship services and Bible studies. Our ministry has several outreach programs that serve the people of our community. Come be a part of our church family. We'd love to have you.
Hello everyone, I'm Brandon Griffin, aka Mr. Grip.
I'm Bentley, the Hip Hop Barber Pole.
The Hip Hop Barbershop offers the best haircuts.
We service ladies too, Grip.
Ladies, we can do your eyebrows and your cut as well.
We welcome walk-ins, but tell them about the online booking.
That's right, you can book an appointment online as well, or give us a call at 225-252-7773.
We know the flavor, neighbor.
I'm Amanda A. Taylor, owner and operator of Envisions Company and Publishing, LLC. Envisions Company and Publishing is a visionary company that helps dreams become more tangible and attainable. Here at Envisions, we have an array of services, and some of the services that we offer are mentoring, consulting, and writing. And one of our main focus of services is helping those to become an author. If you are an inspiring writer, such as a musician or a minister, or just someone who wants their works published, here in Envisions, we are here to help you. And what we also do, we also have one-on-one consultations. We start you from the beginning and guide you to the end. With Envisions Company, we also help those who want to improve their writing. We have essay writing. We also have public speaking skills, as well as life skills. And in those variety of areas, those are all improvement areas where Envision Company helps those who are looking for more and seeking for more. Envisions Company also helps those aspiring authors to make sure they get their work copyrighted and understand the process of becoming an author and a publisher as well. And once again, I am Amanda A. Taylor, owner and operator of Envisions Company and Publishing, LLC, and I would like to thank you for your time.
Hi, this is Fred Jeff Smith, pastor of Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church. Shiloh is a traditional church with the timeless message of the gospel of Jesus Christ. But that doesn't mean that we don't have something that will entice and intrigue you. We have a wonderful music ministry. We have wonderful children's ministries. We have a fabulous Christian education ministry. We're reaching out to you, inviting you to come and be a part of the Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church. We want you to come and check us out. You'll be glad that you did.
This next guest is a man with a vision for the future of this city. My in-depth conversation with Next Generation Pioneer founder Des Barrow. Hello and welcome back to Connections with Kenyatta Collins. Joining me on today is a worksman in the community, a servant, and a business owner. Joining me today is Mr. Des Barrow. Welcome, Mr. Des. Hi, that's a nice pen.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
So, you have so much going on. You are such a busy person, so I want to thank you for joining me on today, taking time out of your busy schedule to be here.
No problem, no problem.
I know that you said you had a busy day, being a businessman, so what's going on?
Well, you hit it all in the nutshell when you first started off speaking. I wear 3 hats usually on a daily basis. My name is full name is Desmian Diarce Barrow, but I kind of go by Desmian Sankofa Barrow because I believe that those 3 names kind of encompass everything that goes along in my life. Like Desmian, people know me by Des, and that's kind of like my personal hat that I juggle. That's personal relationships, personal development, being a father, things of that nature. And then Sankofa, that's more so like the community hat that I juggle, and just giving back to my community and being productive in my community. And then my last name, Barrow, that, you know, like Dame Dad say, you know, you hustle for your last name and not your first. So that's kind of like the business of my life. And so on any given day, I'm juggling those 3 hats. And today was no different. I started off dropping my daughter off to daycare, to preschool.
Girl dad?
Yeah,
Okay.
girl dad, girl
Okay.
dad. Yep. And so dropped off the daycare, that's the personal. Along going to my stores to start my business, I took a couple calls dealing with some politics and community, and got started with the day-to-day business. And so we wrapping it all up and getting ready to start it all over again the next day.
So the business side of Des, which consists of?
The business side, well, I currently own 2 businesses.
Okay.
That's my landscaping is my bread and butter, but I also have if you want to call it almost like a side business. You know, people got their main job, but they got a side hustle. Well, I got my main business, and I got a side business, but the side business is actually booming to become its own independent branch. But landscaping is my bread and butter. That's what everybody know me by. I own Premier Landscapes. I've been doing landscaping for the last 7 years, going on 8 years. And so the business has been booming. You know, everything's a blessing. Also, so where the other business come from, the inflatables business. So I own Premier Landscapes. That's my main bread and butter. And then the inflatables business I own is called Holiday Party Inflatables. And so everything is connected in my life. The first brick and mortar business I started was called Holiday Snowballs. And so I didn't know anything about business. So I did it all completely wrong. Didn't know anything about licenses, permits. I literally paid a guy from I think it's Craigslist. I paid him to tow a stationary stand to the middle of my grandmother's neighborhood on a blighted, abandoned lot. Didn't know anything, just knew I wanted to do business, and realized that I didn't have the permits and stuff to get lights ran to it. So in the entrepreneur life, you got to find a way to overcome obstacles. So put some stuff to mind, and I ended up getting the snowball stand rewired to a generator. And so I ran it off a generator every day, but it made a lot of money, and it took me through a lot of challenges, but ultimately I had to close it down because it was just so much to do, because I didn't know what I didn't know starting off in business. So my landscaping business, which is my bread and butter now, became my primary business. And as I started cutting lawns and cutting homes, interacting from people, every time I cut their yard, the first thing they say is, one of many things that they say is, well, we got our yard cut. Do you know anybody with party inflatables? Because we about to throw a party at the house. And for the longest, I was like, I didn't know anybody. And so after like 30, 40 people asked me, I was like, man, one more person asked me about party inflatables, I'm going to just give me some party inflatables. And so that's how that business came about. And I just kind of took a spin off of the first brick and mortar business that I started, which was Holiday Snowballs, and named the second business Holiday Party Inflatables.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So what next business endeavors are you looking into?
Ooh, you say next. That's almost like saying what next child you gonna have. Like literally, I always tell people that businesses are like kids. When you have them, when they babies, they can't really do for themselves. So that means they're gonna be in your pockets, just like a child. They're gonna keep you up late at night. It's gonna be some early mornings. And to the business, just like a child gets to the point where it's self-sustaining and can take care of itself. Right. And as it grows, take care, the owner. In the case with a child, the father or the mother. And so when you say, what's the next business venture? I was like, ooh, I got just enough with these. But I do have some creative ideas on businesses that I'm going to start that's not going to leverage my time so much, my time and my labor so much. So I have an online course, an online school that I'm actually creating. And so I'm going in the direction of digital products and things of that nature to be helpful to people. And that online course that I'm working on right now, actually, it should be coming out this year, February. And so the name of that course will be called Before You Quit Your Job, What Failed Entrepreneurs Wish They Knew. And so basically, I'm giving the game of Because it was, I don't know how to put it on camera, but it's a lot of creative words. I can say a task, all type of stuff of transitioning from going from the 9 to 5 to being self-employed, and eventually into being into a space to where, you know, the business runs itself to where I don't have to work it per se.
Gotcha.
So that's the course that I'm on.
You're from the Baton Rouge area.
Yep, Skylandville area.
Skylandville, okay.
You know, Hornets, we had to
So aside from your business, you know, you're into politics. So why politics?
Well, before I was into politics, I was into being in the community because I'm from the community. And growing up in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, North Baton Rouge, to be specific, because in Baton Rouge there's this so-called divide at Florida Boulevard where there are two worlds and two lifestyles and two experiences of living in Baton Rouge. And North Baton Rouge, like I said, in the Skylandville area, you learn to make a lot of places home. But as I grew up and became a man and I got more knowledge, I started realizing, I started getting more understanding. I started realizing that it was certain things that I didn't have, and the kids and the adults and people in my community didn't have, that other ethnicities and things of that nature had in their community. And so as I started to pound the pavement, just wanting to make a difference in my community, it's like I kind of ran into politics. I didn't even know what when you think of politics, most people think of voting, but politics is more than just voting. It's negotiating, allocating where resources are going to go. And so if you're in a community that's disadvantaged, that's just not set up in a certain type of way, you can use politics as a vehicle or a tool to bring resources to your community. Regardless of what race or ethnicity you are, everybody's using politics as a way of bringing resources back to their community. And so especially in the African American community, we need to do the same. And so I just try my best to play my part, to bring awareness and be as involved as I practically can.
And with playing that part, you also do a lot through other organizations that you're a part of, right?
Yes.
Ah, see, I told you guys he was busy. I told you he was busy.
You bringing it up, I'll be. So this pin that I have on, one of the pins that I have on is a brotherhood that I'm a part of.
Okay.
Next Generation Pioneers, and it's a brotherhood basically built for community uplift. The brotherhood has two main purposes. Number one, to uplift the individual, and then number two, uplift the community through different initiatives that we would do as a collective to uplift the community. And we do those two things in NGP for the simple fact, you can't fix a broken community with broken individuals. So it's almost like you have to work on the individuals so that they can be whole and create a whole community, and then it's reciprocal, where a whole community will start to produce whole individuals, mentally, spiritually, financially, and things of that nature. And so just a few initiatives that NGP programs that we do through our brotherhood. For one is a business patronage initiative that we do. Every month, once a month, we patronize like local small mom and pop black businesses.
Okay.
It's about 30 brothers roughly in the brotherhood now, and so the idea is once a month, like for example, this is January, so we would meet with the business owner at the end of January that we're going to patronize for the month of February, and we would meet with the business owner and say, hi, how you doing? We're representatives of NGP, Next Generation Pioneers, a community uplift brotherhood. And so we would like to patronize is just a fancy word for support and buy things from your business for the month of February. Would you mind participating? And the first thing the business owner asks, like, is there any cost? And we say it's no cost. All we ask is there's like a poster board that we have that's maybe about this size that we provide to the business owner for the month that we're going to be patronizing. It has no contact information on it because we're not trying to solicit anything. It basically has some pictures of us, some things we're doing in the community, and it has every brother's name in the brotherhood on the poster board with a line above their name. And so the goal is, as we start to patronize in that month, once the brother buys something, they sign next to their name. So it's only required that they do it at a minimum at least once. So they sign next to their name. And so the goal is by the end of the month, every brother in the brotherhood would have went and bought something, signed their name, and so the business owner will start to see a bunch of signatures accumulate, that's saying that, these guys are really coming through and supporting my business, which grows their business, which in turn they can hire more kids from the community and things of that nature. And so at the end of the month, after everybody has patronized the business, we take a picture with the business owner and the poster board, thank them for their service to the community, and then we just repeat that step the next month. And so the goal is a couple things that affect the African American community. One big word, big statement is economic development, and so we try our best to be impactful, and so that's one of the ways that we give back to kind of be impactful to the businesses so that they can create economic development in the area.
What black business is on the agenda for February?
Actually, we're taking a step back from February because we're getting ready to come out with some new programs that we're working on. So we're kind of taking all of our manpower and putting it into some brain power to make sure that the new things that we put out is done correctly. But a list of businesses that we patronized in the past, you got Nanzamos, they're
yes, that's where I get my African attire.
Clothing boutique. You have Tops Lounge. They just opened up about a couple years ago off of Airline Highway.
Okay.
They're sports bar and lounge. You have DC, I think it's DC Eats.
Also, I did a story with DC Eats.
Yeah, it's it's almost like we start to build these personal relationships with these business owners because it's like we see them throughout the whole month and we patronize them one every month. So it's like these just pop. It's so many black businesses that we've touched like in the last couple of years that I could just keep going down the line. You have Empire Wings that we patronize, and we try our best to do a diverse bunch of businesses and not try to do so much places that we eat at, but it's just if we find different places, people recommend different places to us, we try to put them on our list, but those are a few that come to mind.
Okay, so what's the second pen?
Oh, the second pen is a program that I went through, an initiative called ULDI, Urban Leadership Development Initiative, and it's actually a program put on by another community organization known as Metromorphosis.
Okay.
And so they have a host of things up under their umbrella, and it's led by Raymond Jetson. And so I'm a big believer that it takes a village to do. No one person or organization is going to be able to revive our communities in the state. And so, I'm big with partnering with different people, learning from different organizations. And so this was a program that I went through where they kind of schooled us as African Americans, whether male or female, and gave us kind of the history of Baton Rouge, what are the underlying issues of why our communities are in the state that they're in, and just kind of equipped us to how to be change makers no matter what arena you're in. So if you're in education, it will show you how to be a change maker. Education, if you're in business, likewise, and things of that nature.
Someone that's watching may want more information on being a business owner or the services that you offer. So how do we get in contact with you?
Yes. Well, of course I have an Instagram because you can't live today without an Instagram.
You need an Insta.
So business-wise, for my bread and butter, my landscaping business, I can be reached at Premier Landscapes. That's the @ and it's Premier PRI. Don't make me.
We got you.
But we can spell it out. But it's Premier _Landscapes on Instagram, and I can be contacted, of course, at my cell. That's 225-910-0677. And always email is good. So my first name, last name @gmail.com. So I have multiple ways to reach me. And for NGP as well, we actually just transitioned over into creating our nonprofit, because in the beginning of NGP you would think that all of this work we're doing in the community that we would have had some type of nonprofit setup, but it was really like people say in the streets, on the muscle. Like we literally did it with our own money, our own sweat, because we didn't want to be a brotherhood that said we can't be effective because we're not getting money from certain places. We saying, look, we can take the pennies we have, create $1, and with that dollar make some impact. And so NGP has been up and running for about going on 8 years, and I think we just created our nonprofit like 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, to start to kind of, just attract different dollars so that we can leverage that and do more of the work that we're already doing. And so we have an Instagram as well called Community Pioneering, and that's community_pioneering on Instagram as well.
Okay. Like I said, you're totally an interesting person. Are you single?
No, not currently.
Okay, I just wanted to know.
Yeah, but look, even if I was single, like my daughter, that's pretty much the boss woman and everything of my life. So even if
I saw on your Facebook you had that gel, you laid those edges.
I was trying. You know how many people got in my DMs like, Dad, you did a good job, keep going. I said, y'all don't know, it is a task. Everyone, it looks so much easier on the movies. I can say that. Like when people be doing hair, they do the hair, then they cut to the next scene. See, in real life, there's no cut to the next scene. It's like you struggling with this brush and this gel, and you're like, this not looking like TV, but you do the best you can, and I definitely try to do the best I can, but it is a task, I can tell you that.
Continue to do the best you can.
But like I told a partner of mine, he has a daughter as well, and so that was another thing. It wasn't just women giving me hair tips, it was other guys getting in my DMs like, man, you know, I be going through the same problem. We need to get together and form like a girl dad group and share the secrets. One of my partners, he found out, he was like, I just learned how to braid. And it was like he discovered light or something like that. We was like, man, if we learn to braid, then we don't have to do the hair every day. And so we can just get up and go. So I'm going to be reaching out to him to get up.
Look at you. This has been an interesting interview, and I totally thank you for being here today.
Okay.
And I look forward to seeing you more in the community, and I look forward to working with you. And if anything that I can ever do to help, please reach out.
Thank you. You definitely got that personality.
Thanks.
Gotcha.
We'll be right back.
With the rise of racism and peace being taken from the world, it leaves a person to wonder, what's going on in the world? Sadly, these things are not going away. Read The Dog Whistleblower to find the link between racism and the coming Armageddon.
Before the show ends, I'd like to ask, how well did you enjoy this episode? I'd love to hear from you. Inbox me on all platforms, Connections with Kenyatta Collins, and it's Black History Month. And I have something important just for you. So stay tuned, because next week I'll unveil this cultural surprise. Until next time, be safe, and we'll see each other next week for another dose of happiness in the form of Connections with Kenyatta Collins. Have a good one.